Greetings and salutations. I am the Raven. This is the Battle Smalls episode, Session 14, Crimson Dawn. And here are my players to introduce themselves. Hang on. Who's nicked my beads from the chair?
Huh?
Ain't nobody here but us chickens.
Hang on! Again? Shifro, stop stealing!
Who's Surratt?
But they're comfy.
Stop stealing the damn pad! I bought that for him special!
Is mine now.
I'll get you another one.
Who are y'all talking to?
The waiter said special!
You get used to it after a while.
Layla, please introduce yourself and your character, please.
Hey, hi. Layla, I play Aramnaze Low. Nice to meet you.
Sirat?
I am Surat and I play Shifra Sleepwell, also known as Little Chicken Man because of hat.
Magpie?
I'm J.K. Lantern, and I believe that today I am once again playing Cyrano du Corbeau, citizen of the world and man of no little amount of education.
Lantern? Lantern, you know you're busy kicking on Carl in a trench coat, but you're not Ladymage.
Oh.
I didn't hear, so... Hi, I'm Ladymage. Howdy ho, I also play Magpie, also known as the one who actually tries to be nice to the DM and not steal his damn seat, Shifros!
Is my seat.
And I'm Star. I play Yuki. I am Foxy Beep, or am I?
Done, done, done.
Well, let's just remember the fact about stealing my beads from my DM seat. Maybe the dice curse gods with the beads.
Bye.
I'm considering my roles last session. That makes sense.
That was amazing, though. I am not to use it.
There's no context for this.
You were there for the I have a gnome and I'm not afraid to use it line, weren't you?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
It was when we yeeted Tedlin at the cultists.
Okay, for the introduction I wrote for this. Crimson Dawn. Percy gave the family's message system for the Kobo something, and it was certainly effective in that you knew you had a message. The walking rubbish heap of a messenger had found him during the market, probably yelling at him insane obscenities before kicking him in the shin and slapped him across the face. He flashed a smile at those who were looking at him as he rubbed his cheek and finished up his shopping before he returned to base. He settled the bit. I am not.
This is accurate.
Settled into a beat-up old chair and pulled out from his jacket a stained envelope the messenger had slipped into his person. With a flick of a knife, the envelope was opened, and from within, Percy took a letter. Dearest cousin Percy, I trust this finds you well, and my apologies for the manner of delivery. It has been some time since we last exchanged pleasantries, so please allow me to address that. I've been stationed in the island of Shadowmere, on the edge of the family's territory, in a pleasant little town of Stonegate. For a town, it's nothing special, but it has its charms, and I come to call it home. However, problems arose when hunters arrived and started to prep an old building on the edge of town to teach their craft. Needless to say, we could not have this, and I sent word to the family the moment this news came to me. Sadly, they dispatched Carver, but thankfully only had the most passionate meetings with him. Also his handler, Duke Gabriel. Needless to say, Carver made a mess of things dealing with the hunters, almost getting himself caught in the building as it burnt down. However, the reason I call on you, cousin, is that Luke himself was one to make the biggest error and was caught feeding as the sun rose. Needless to say, these events have been a month ago. Stonegate has suffered since. During the day, people creep about the place doing the day-to-day business, but come the night, they lock themselves away. Nobody would say this would keep them safe. However, packs of bloodthirsty wolves have been forcing out the townsfolk, making them easy prey. So I'll call upon your assistance, cousin. Please send capable help and quickly. I don't know how long Stonegate has left. Yours sincerely, Primrose de Corbeau.
I'm sorry. Capable help? Why'd he call us?
Because I think we're the only ones that would actually help him.
Probably.
And so, these are still related to past events, in that Percy has approached Cyrano, basically told him the location, where he needs to go. He's arranged the details for the party to go there. They will meet with Primrose, and we'll settle this problem. And should he disagree with it, he has issued the ultimatum. I know why you're hanging around here. You're not usually one to hang around. She's here. And if she's here, her mother's going to want to know. And the longer her mother doesn't know she's here, the better. And I don't want to call her. But this job needs doing. So don't force my hand.
I'll do it. I'm not gonna like it, but I'll do it.
And if you need help convincing the others, just tell them innocence is endangered. Those folks need help.
I think they'll be interested in saving a town anyway, but I will see if I can get them to come along.
You're going to need them. Question: have you ever heard of an instance of a vampire being caught in daybreak feeding?
Apparently, I have not.
Well, that's disappointing because neither have I, so I have no idea what you're going to face. Best of luck to you, cousin.
I hate family business.
I personally prefer they keep the business to themselves, but we do what we must.
We do what they tell us, is what you mean.
Like I said, what we must, lest they make an example of us.
Alright, I'll go see if I can talk some of my compatriots into rendering assistance.
Did you have to use the word render?
Do you have a problem with the word render, cousin? Does the word render make you uncomfortable? Does something about the syllables ren and der make you uneasy?
You've never had to work with Carver, have you?
I know him by reputation.
Reputation is enough to make that word unpleasant, and it's not a pleasant word to begin with.
Well, I will be sure to render assistance unto you so that Carver does not have to render assistance unto us.
Fuck off, cousin, and get a job done.
Oh, I will render this job complete.
Dick.
Dick.
You tell me who's on first, Vampire Edition.
And on this, he promptly hits you. No morals for this, he just hits you. It's enough to give you a black eye, and then he storms off.
Oh, God!
I have done a good deed today. Well, time to go back to the guild.
I don't know, good deed, just a funny one. Cyrano, what the hell happened to your eye?
I had to have a business meeting with my cousin Percy, and we had a slight difference of opinion about things. But I would like to say that I maintained the moral high ground. Also, how do you all feel about saving the town?
That's kind of our job. What's the situation?
Oh, I'm told we will be apprised more when we get there. Bad things are happening. All of the arrangements have been made for us to travel out there. It's possible that it's family related, and one of my cousins, Primrose, who I've never met, can give us more. Been a while since I've been to the last family reunion. I have to do this job regardless of whether you come along. It would certainly make my life much easier if I had help.
You know, I'm coming, and she's casting Cure Wounds on his eye.
Magpie's like, I'm in.
Ernie's in the back, like, I mean, I just follow the others all the time anyway, so.
I have security work to do. Also, I don't trust you, Were-Panda. What?
First of all, what's a panda? Second of all, Okasan, wrong harsh rope monstrosity there.
He is a were-panda, I tell you, and he is off to steal the one true pudding, and I will have no part of it. Okasan goes off in a huff.
I trust him 100%.
I know what you are from the cult thing, Cyrano, but yeah, I ain't been aiming for my neck, so I trust you too. Okasan just needs to warm up to you a little bit, I think.
Spoilers, Okasan is never going to warm up to him.
He will if
Dad.
Magpie literally lights a fire under his butt.
You know?
That's great. We just
You
need
hear
to get...
these. You hear the thump of a very heavy book being closed, and you see Shifroth rubbing his temples. Ugh, so much reading past few days. So you were saying?
Shifroth, how would you feel about getting away from it all for a little bit?
They could use vacation.
Because that's exactly what this is. Definitely. 100%.
Let me go check on bacon, make sure fat has rendered out of it.
Wait, while you're rendering the fat, you could certainly render me assistance while we go on vacation. You
Just
see,
a question, what do you consider vacation?
well, it sure as hell ain't what we're about to do.
I just hope this doesn't take too long. In a month, I have to get back to Pixelward for a bit.
And I cannot take break for too long, or else Baba Yaga probably pull my tongue out through my lips.
Magpie's actually trying to do that to herself. I couldn't feel so bad.
Use pair of pliers.
Okay, you needed that context. Thank you.
It's on one of the other tables. You're getting some odd looks from a big red dragonborn. Who's especially giving you the eye.
Who is he giving the eye to?
Magpie?
Oh, come on. I was just testing something out.
Be careful, or he might render you unconscious.
I don't get it.
Something tells me this is a running joke we don't know about.
There in the far, far distance, if you listen very carefully, you can hear screaming.
Is that Percy?
I don't know what would render him so upset.
I heard it again.
Hey, this is a thing.
He started
We
it.
don't have. Day is already starting out weirder than usual. Huh.
It's at this point, it's almost by magical. One of the family's messengers appears before Cyrano.
The what? Sam, hell!
Family business. What service can I render unto you, messenger?
It probably kicks you on both sins, punches you in the stomach, then runs off.
I have done good deeds today.
Let's just go.
And
Also, I
Oh,
never
no,
want
no.
to see one of those little. Let's never see one of those little things again. They were a little creepy.
And when you check your pockets, you find the arrangements that will take you to Sadomir.
You don't know, your family almost as unpleasant as mine, it seems.
You have no idea.
We'll have a who has a worse family off later. Let's go.
Road trip.
Let's get on the
Yeah.
Airbus.
Bus.
I hear screaming internally and do not know why.
It begins. What? It's what what everyone in Pixelware calls those, airships, airbuses, because they bus you around.
The Airbus renders transportation. Off we go, then!
Someone is telling me he hates you all.
Well, tell him that he needs to get to know us better or something.
It takes you about an hour or so to get to the airship port because the trams happen to be out. So you're having to travel by water ostrich instead.
No! Stupid!
It should only be a 20-minute ride, but the problems the ostriches have with Magpie makes it an hour-long journey.
I hate these damn things! No, everyone else gets there in 20 minutes. Just Magpie takes an hour.
Do 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 do.
Hour later, Magpie arrives. Magpie is just,
Are you okay?
I hate war ostriches! They are annoying birds! I'm gonna turn them into a turkey dinner! Like, eyeing them, like, pissed off.
You know some of them can understand your speech, right?
Good!
I think that's why you have problems with them.
The collective,
Nice!
the herd of basically what a collection of water ostriches is known as, they basically just smirk at each other, just give the old head tilt towards Magpie and sniggering.
Shifra, them, they don't like me. Ever since I first came here, they like to bite me, and they started it!
And they will continue as long as you talk mean to them.
I'm in a mood today.
Well, maybe if they stopped biting me, I wouldn't talk mean to them.
That's why you should just feed them cookies.
They don't deserve cookies. Storms onto the ship, pissed off. Prefer war cats. They're more fun. They're nice and cuddly.
And shred the furniture.
Meanwhile, Shifros reaches into one little pouch and scatters a bunch of feed at the ostrich's feet
And
before
they
going on to...
and they begin to pick up the feed. No, this journey is going to last a week to get to the Selomere. Anything more to do in that time?
Sai is
Shifros
going
still
to
has reading.
Sai's going to be helping out on the ship because, again, sailor.
Magpie
They're
is
gonna-
doing.
Go
You
ahead.
first. You.
Oh, okay. There are books on the airship, right?
Only what you bring aboard.
Dang it. I might have brought in something aboard, though.
Shifros would offer you one of his books, but you would not enjoy it.
I see. Thank you.
Magpie
guess-
probably bought like a few fiction books that she can try.
Hmm.
You have a few penny dreadfuls on you. You've been discovering. There has been a detective series of Detective Grimm, of a tiefling detective operating just outside the law to uphold the law, and whether or not you like it's up to you. But you discovered it's actually been written by your boss. In the beginning,
Wait, me or Chifros?
Magpie's reading material for the penny dreadfuls.
I'm good. She's actually surprised how well written it is, and she actually likes it a lot.
It's come down to, in the beginning, it was very, very much representing the worst stereotypes towards tieflings for the main character, but we can tell it's improved. That's Cervantes has actually met a few tieflings in that time, and he's been educated as such.
Their other stuff ain't that great. I mean, I've known tieflings my whole life, but clearly he's gotten better. You can try some of mine. Again, the early stuff ain't great to tieflings, even though the main character's a tiefling. But Cervantes improves, and even the bad stuff ain't terrible.
I might check it out.
I brought a couple of the newer things. He rebooted it a little bit, so I have one you can start with that's more not horribly stereotyped.
Yeah.
Speaking of newer things, have you picked up the book?
The book?
Cyrano's book.
Oh, I'll say Magpie actually has and has started reading it. But because she's basically going on a mission, she's also doing her usual thing of meditation, making sure her bow's ready, and all that usual Fae Hunter preparation stuff that she always does. I've made Magpie very ritualistic, I've just realized.
So far, you go through the book, you basically the formation of the crew, the mission to recover the ship, the encounter with the cult of the Broken Heart that basically stole Catherine Lee Sue's ship. You're still in early stages of it, but it's mostly just the development of the crew and dear God, the amount of custard that brings up every chapter because of Zarzip.
Really need to meet the Zarzip fella.
I should pull out the custard dice, speaking of.
She's also
I have
thinking...
a yellow die.
She's also thinking of the Church of the Broken Heart, and she's remembering the thing in the fighter ring as well. And she's like, well, that's an interesting coincidence. I'll talk to Cyrano about that.
You've also
See what he knows.
You also noticed in the context page, numerous chapters been referring to the Church of the Broken Heart a fair few times, even towards the end, exploring the endless library and the horror we meet within. Behold, Behold, that book is my excuse to bring up the events I wanted to happen in the first game.
No, Cyrano's not a canon immigrant. What are you talking about?
What do you mean, canon in this is better continuation of the canon in the area?
This isn't even canon immigrant. This is canon new neighbor.
I'm confused, but okay.
Basically,
the
Shattered Hours Battle Smalls is the second run of the Shattered Hours game. There was a previous game that only ran for about 2 sessions and 2 or 3 sessions, then fell apart after that. Those events are still canon, and this is my excuse to bring up the events I wanted to happen, just never had a chance to.
Ah, fair.
So a week passes, you do what you do. Over that time before the airship pulls into Shadowmere. And for Cyrano, you can basically see this is very much family territory. It is a glum, dim place where even a vampire could walk around in pretty much daylight and not burst into flames. It's very rustic where technology is not that advanced. At the most, it's possibly some trains that seem to start popping up, but there's not much. Most of where more advanced technology is held for the more ruling classes, and they're small and few far between. This is mostly large settlements, more almost medieval. It's settlements with modern stylings.
Reminds me of home and reminds me of why I don't go back there.
No offense, Cyrano, but this is the most depressing place I've ever seen, and we dealt with the burnt tongue cult.
They're good at poker.
Is that what you were doing?
Dumbest damn cult I've ever seen.
They're genuinely harmless.
That was
I feel
the
like
second
couldn't hurt
most
someone if they
pathetic
tried.
cult I've ever seen in my life.
Like, I was left alone with them and we just played poker. It was actually kind of nice.
Oh, I'm glad you had fun. They're literally like he never slept a day in his life. Just I don't think he blinked the whole time.
The two cultists lost every bit of money to Low.
Way
Way to go, Low.
By the time you got back to
Sorry
Low,
about that.
the cultists were in their boxes, still tied to the tree, looking very unimpressed.
That's right.
A figure approaches the party. Wearing a large brim hat wrapped in a thick cloak as it starts to rain. Is one of you Cyrano?
Depends on who's asking.
The lady Primrose has required help, and I am here to collect it.
Do you have any proof that you are who you say you are? Forgive me for being cagey, but you know how family business can be.
The figure takes a deep breath, remarks, "Nothing personal." Okay, how did that message go? Probably breaks down 3 minutes of insults towards you, kicks you in both shins, and pokes you in the eye.
Dude.
That doesn't prove that you work for my family. That could be so many other people.
Glad it doesn't. What?
Please tell me we got the wrong place.
I kind of hope so too. How about
Wait,
the family crashed
just
or
a
something?
second. Just a second. You might need to repeat message again. Maybe he did not understand.
Cover Chef Ross's
No,
mouth.
no, leave him alone. That was no.
But besides, you got the third step of the family handshake wrong. Do it again.
What?
What is wrong with you?
The messenger sighs, repeats the insults, now giving even more attention to himself, kicks you both sins, pauses for a moment while counts on his fingers, then probably slugs you in the stomach.
There we go. Yep, definitely family. Alright, this man works for exactly who he says he does.
Yuki, you're dating him. You figure this out.
You
Believe me,
know,
it's-
this might actually be funny.
believe me, I was tempted to bite this guy, but I'll hold off for now and just cure wounds on Cyrano. This is gonna get a lot of use today.
Don't
I got
worry.
a few charges too.
I'm used to it. That's just how the family greets each other.
It's more how the messengers greet the family.
Yep.
They don't do that to friends of the family, do they? Because reflects they might get punched back.
The family has specific criteria for what they consider friends of the family. You'd probably more be considered pets if I'm going to be charitable.
Go Tuesday.
Okay. No, that,
Depending on what you mean by pet, I might be used to that.
Yeah, same.
okay, now that it's sorted, everyone on the coats. He puts his back to this black, impressive-looking stagecoach. Let's hope to a pair of black stallions. Big, impressive ones that now look from the finest stock.
Oh my god, look at those gorgeous llamas!
Those are horses, and holy hell, they're loaded.
Llamas!
Either way, let's get on this thing. Like
Are
Magpie
you
is.
sure they're not alpacas?
Ooh, you got a point there.
I love how Magpie knows exactly what they are, and now this is happening.
I sense a
God,
bit
but-
of a theme going on around here.
Oh, what's
Could
this?
the family be
Ew.
any more ostentatious?
Oh, look, here's a message for Yuki. Get on the stagecoach.
Magpie's already on the stage, goes rolling her eyes at this whole situation.
Yuki climbs on the back of one of the horses.
You okay? I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Horses are meant to be ridden!
Not when they're tied to the stagecoach. We're technically riding them from in the stagecoach.
But those are llamas.
And it's raining.
Oh, great.
Of course it's raining. It's always raining in places like this. If we say one person's name, we get thunder. That's how this works.
Okay, Primrose. She's like waiting, seeing if that does it.
A single piece of hail drops on your head.
She's in the stagecoach.
It blew
It
into-
was a really well aimed piece of hail.
It blew into the window.
It's like someone's
It formed inside the stagecoach.
God damn it. Okay, not that name. Apparently, she produces one single piece of hail that falls on your head. Fair enough.
Hailstones keep falling on my head when you're calling my name.
Somebody say the Git's name. I want to see what happens. That might be funny.
Which Git? Do you mean Percy, who I'm rendering assistance to?
A whole horde of trout lands on the top of the couch.
Nom 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 nom.
what is happening?
Huh. That usually happens on Thursdays.
Nom, nom. Nom, 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 nom,
Well, Yuki got lunch.
nom, nom, nom.
We have a mission. Can some just start the car? Pretend that car is a word.
Wishes are apparently fishes here. Good to know.
Well, you want some fish for Scouter?
Sure, I guess.
Here you go.
Oh, it got in my face. Gross.
Okay, I'm daring you to say one more name.
Oliver.
A tree suddenly explodes as it's hit by a fireball.
God damn! Don't say that one. Holy hell!
This is too much. Can we just go?
So, before we end up destroying the town just by saying random names.
Yeah.
My family has one unified sense of style. Yep, home sweet home.
Hey, so who was Fire Tree Man? I'm not saying that name.
He is the one that we were warned about.
He is the family sledgehammer.
Oh, and knowing your family has a, let's just say they have a certain business that most, Royal Guards don't like.
I mean, they're lawyers. Spot the joke, everybody! Spot the joke!
No, they need lawyers. Probably some of them are lawyers, let's be realistic.
I'm sorry, you blood-sucking parasite. All I did was a briefcase.
It's by this stage when it's
So offended for no apparent reason.
about 10 minutes into the ride. You're leaving basically what is basically the mountain to the city. City of this place, travelling through cut roads, through thick forests. Making a feeling something's in there watching you. Every now and again,
In
you
the
flicker of
carriage?
eyes.
In the carriage or outside in the forest?
Outside in the forest.
Okay. Can we see what it is? Can we tell what it is?
You get the feeling it's just general wildlife.
What's
Yuki
the
eyes suspiciously.
You can't
magpies?
really see anything in particular, but every now and again you swear you've seen the same squirrel that seems to be running across the trees, just trying to keep up with you. Every time it gets ahead, it just pauses for a moment and it just watches you go by, and you swear it just makes the cut across the throat motion.
Anybody have
Minding
acorn?
Gagabada?
Did we go into Carandia or something?
I know
we're
that
in
reference.
family territory. This is normal.
You have an interesting home.
I'm a little afraid if that thing has a big family of at least 100.
This is why you don't give squirrels acorns that have been watered with cow blood. I don't know why the family did that in the first place. It was my great-grandfather Beauregard who started that tradition.
Don't say names! Something's gonna happen!
You hear a thud upon the top of the wagon. My God, that's a big wheel of cheese.
That.
So if we need cheese to go with fish, we have names. Good to know.
Nom, 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 nom. We should probably save some of these for Lady Kiki.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Again, let's not say any names relating to the family. I'm even afraid to say the last name.
The
Which one? Duke or Bo?
Cyrano's name?
Is that at this?
He says it plenty of times himself.
Is at this point a raven appears in the window and goes, "Gah, gah, weenie, weenie, gah."
Yuki
Well-
grabs the raven and just eats it.
Oh, poor little bird.
Dex throw, please.
Okay.
Above a Dex save.
18.
1 sec.
You catch a tail feather, but it gets away.
Damn it.
I'm gonna say, my grandfather's name is actually code name is actually Raven. It's a thing in my family. We name ourselves after birds. That's why I'm called Magpie.
Our family crest happens to be a raven.
Fair enough. They're nice birds.
Valued for their intelligence and subtlety. How we got Carver in, I will never know.
Why did you say the name?
Back
There
in
goes another tree.
Back in the town, innkeeper's just brushing his doorstep. As this fireball comes hurtling out the sky, and hits his public house. And maybe there's no one else in there at the time. He just stares at the burning buckets of his business as the brooms drops from his hand, and he just drops to his knees, yelling, "Curse you!"
This is all just a natural consequence of living in family territory. This is why I'm a sailor.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to talk because that name is also the term for a job. Poor Magpie is
Something
just...
tells me universe does not like your family much.
When all is said and done, I don't think my family likes the universe very much, so,
Swings and roundabouts, I guess.
The journey takes a good hour. You travel through the forest into a valley that's surrounded by even more forest. Into what is a lad's village. He still says the same ostentatious design as the rest of the place, as the city did. Although, for anyone looking back, you're sure you can see flames. Flames, or at least a pillar of smoke going up.
I think somebody's name was uttered a lot.
Did it
Yeah.
begin with C?
You know,
And then with an R?
you note how run down the place looks, especially around the edges. As the wagon pulls in, numerous houses just look deserted. With the windows smashed in and doors knocked out. And you still get the feeling you've been watched from the forest as the wagon pulls into the main square towards the main, well, at least the biggest inn. As the wagon pulls up, the wagon driver drops down, opens the door, and her ladyship awaits within.
Kinda assume that. Let's go.
Time to meet some more of the family.
You have to.
Hopefully she's nicer than Cousin P.
They're both Cousin P.
Male Cousin P.
You mean the Git?
Yes.
The Git we're rendering assistance to.
I keep hearing screaming every time we say the word render, and it sounds like the Git. What is going on?
Oh, it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
A week away on Sandrid. Sandrid, Percy's just there trying to chill she'll have to dealing with some local hoods, just making sure they're paying the taxes to family and collecting local information, and at the same time, he's just trying to read the paper afterwards, and he's crunching it up, and he just swear, I know it's him. The burning of the ears is him, that bastard. I should hand him in. If he wasn't so fucking useful.
Sai's main source of joy is just annoying Percy as much as possible.
Well,
Hey,
It seems a few of these buildings could use render. The cement would help.
They could use something.
You also
And Magpie's just
know
looking
that,
at it like,
most of the buildings, especially on the outside, are made of wood. It's very much a forest farm type settlements where the farms are set on the outside. And it seems like most of those farms, as you glance out towards them, as they settle near the edge of the forest, look run down and empty.
this place smells sad.
place feels and looks sad.
my family has that effect on places that they get control of.
You better stay away from Pixar Ward then.
The ladyship also doesn't like to be kept waiting.
We're coming.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'm taking it you enter in the inn.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
The enter in is basically the liveliest place you encountered this so far. It's a lot of the townsfolk are a mixture of humans, elves, dwarves, a few halflings out there and there. A bleeding, miserable-looking gnome in the corner. Looks like he's going to drink himself to death. And there, behind the bar counter, it's the woman you presume to be Primrose. She looks very out of sorts compared to everyone else. She's beautiful, she's elegant, she's dressed slightly better than everyone else, a bit more flair to it. Everyone's a bit more common. She looks like she has a bit more money to her. She has flashes of red hair, pale skin, piercing eyes. She sees you, flashes you a smile. Well, you must be the help that my cousin promised.
That depends. Are you the Lady Primrose?
I am indeed Lady Primrose, and you must be a cousin I have yet to meet.
I am Cyrano du Corbeau, citizen of the world and man of no little amount of education. How can I render assistance unto you?
I don't know how this is possible. I swear I hear another a cousin screaming.
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing. I bet it's not even an important family member.
I don't like it here.
I don't either.
If you please follow me to my office, please, and Gerald, please make sure everyone's counted too. Make sure they get the good stuff as well. Days are grim enough as it is. I'll find you washing down the ale again. This is your hand you're gonna lose for it.
At least she's an honest businesswoman.
And she leads you into a back office. And I think this is the time to bring this session to a close. Well, this part of the recording session to a close. So, until next time, be good, be well, and don't go places where invoking people's name causes strange things to happen.
Carver.
We're going to keep saying names randomly, except for maybe one or two characters, just to see what happens.
Somewhere out there, a windmill has just been struck by a fireball. Anyway, later, folks.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.